Hey guys, so today is another update on what's going on with the GT500. Now, you've already seen the video where I tore it down and we ended up finding out that the intake cam on the driver's side, the secondary chain broke off of it, losing control of it. We verified that the valves potentially did not touch, but I wanted to reach out to the engine builder, and the engine builder made a very good point. They might look okay, but let's say they did touch. They might seal, but he did say a run out might be the valve might be slightly bent, and with the constant actuation of a valve that's slightly bent, even though it's sealing, according to him, it might eventually break the head off of it and have an issue. Now, he didn't really need to say much to convince me to send the motor to him. This is why. I want more compression out of this thing. I also don't want to go crazy. I know that this motor at one point propelled this car to go 8.1 at 167, 167 or 168. And ever since that day, it never really had that power again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if we can freshen it up. So now I know I'll have a fresh motor. And then I'll ask him if we can up the compression to something around 11 to 1. If 12 to 1 is possible, I already talked to Junior about this and what can happen. I'd love that. Why? I want compression so I don't have to run 30 pounds of boost. Just like a GT350, at 10 pounds of boost, it makes 750 horsepower. So if this thing at 9 to 5 makes 1100 on 26, 27 PSI, well, what if I can make that power on 21, 22 PSI? IATs will be lower. I won't be stressing out the blower. I won't be spinning it really fast. A bunch of great benefits, and I'll be running ethanol all the time, so octane's not an issue. So I think that's the best bet, and he didn't really need to convince me that much. I'm willing to invest some money into this car for a couple of reasons. Number one, what would happen if I was to sell this car like this? Let's say I put the chain back in it and it runs okay and it makes 1,000, and you know, I'm kind of like iffy whether the motor was actually hurt or not. I could probably get maybe high 50s or up to mid 60s if the economy is good. But right now, if I do nothing to it, probably it's probably a $30,000 car just sitting here with some motor work needing to be done. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and send it to Keith Ray of Wonder Racing and we'll update everything. We're gonna talk about compression. I'll see if he's willing to work with me on compression. I really would like to have higher compression on this Trinity motor. Cams, these are not comp cams. I mean, they are comp cams, but they're not the NSR, so I'll talk to him about that. Do we go Todd Warren? Do we go comp cam NSR, no springs required? We're gonna have to go with a beefier timing chain set because this thing is probably gonna be on the two-step once in a while. I definitely wanna see if it can go 7s again, or if I do convert it to stick, then we'll see if we can go 8s, because let's be honest, I'm not gonna go slipper clutch. I'm not gonna go crazy with this thing. If it's an 8-second stick car and I can really get after it on the street, I'll be the happiest guy ever. Okay, so what's gonna have to happen? Motor's gonna have to come out. That means trans is gonna have to come out. That means drive shaft. That means headers. That means X-pipe. That means the exhaust. A lot of stuff has to come out. So I'm gonna be working here for a little bit to get everything out of the car in this garage. So I'm gonna try to make it as comfortable as possible to work in here. And I'll start tearing into this guy, start tearing all this out, the fan out, get an engine hoist, get in here and start taking this motor out. Okay, this will be day 3. Got the car up in the air, way up in the air. So right now what I'm gonna do is work on the transmission, get the transmission out of there. So as you can tell, I'm gonna have a lot more room. I'm gonna charge everything up to make sure I have plenty of light. And I'm gonna take the trans out of there potentially for the last time, because I still haven't really made up my mind if I'm gonna go stick shift, but I am like 90% sure this car is gonna go back to being a stick car. If this engine comes back with a clean bill of health and maybe we can just upgrade the compression and keep the cams on it, that would be ideal. But if there's some other damage that I can't see, we'll, you know, cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, start working on the transmission. That is a popcorn tune. And that's why we don't support that feature. It's gay as fuck. Well, got her out. That's right. So I've been working. I give myself like a 2-hour a day limit because, you know, I can keep working, but what happens is I get pretty burnt out after a long day of work. So, reed case, Turbo 400 out. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit because it's got a bunch of junk all over it, and post it up for sale, or hit up Senior, see if he wants to have first dibs on this guy, and we should be able to go, which now makes taking this guy out a lot easier. So that's the plan. Take this guy out sometime this weekend. I gotta get an engine hoist, gotta get the proper rigging. I'm gonna do 2 slings, I think, and just go straight up with it. Take the hood off, put the hood on the roof, and put obviously a cloth or something up there, and get this guy out of here. But yeah, reed case, Turbo 400 out, motor out, send it to Keith Ray, talk to Keith Ray about upping the compression, maybe different cams, who knows, but a freshen up and some pistons, we'll see if it's even in the cards. That's actually good because I'll never forget. Make sure to wait. You got the camera? We're rolling?
Yeah. Really? How does that always happen to you? Isn't it in the exact same spot as the other one?
Just under. Sorry. I'll go outside. You know, sometimes you get cut, you don't know until you take the glove off and it's full of blood. You go, oh, there's blood everywhere. There was a woman. She was a YouTuber. She is a car YouTuber. She stuck a wrench up her pussy on OnlyFans.
What?
Yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point. She was taking a motor out of a GT350 using a lift, and on the way up, she ripped up a bunch of wires that she forgot to unplug. So you pull it up,
Unplug
slowly, and then you unplug stuff. And there's 2 that I knew I had to get to later. This one I definitely knew I had to get it while the car was up in the air. This is the oil, I would think it's oil pressure. And then on the back, I think there was cam sensors or something, maybe knock sensor harnesses, but just when you pull the motor out, you gotta unplug everything. And if you don't, you can stick a wrench up your pussy.
Oh my god.
Can you imagine that? Like, that's the end, right? That's the end. Like, where do you go after wrenches and pussy? Like, what's next? Fucking dogs, right?
Ew.
No? Fucking dogs is not next? Oh, we think it's next.
I hope you put some music over this because I'm snorting like a pig at everything you're saying.
It'll be in there. You like it? If they knew how cute you were.
Stop.
That's going to be another problem. Oh, 2 cents. Take a minute. By the way, if a shop charges you $2,000 to put headers on GT500, pay them. Pay them. It fucking sucks. That's crazy. $300. Fuck you. Still B-roll stuff. That's it. Okay, so after about 5 hours or so, 5 hours of working, I was able to take the motor out from the top, fairly painless, headers and all. Not terrible. The hardest part of the whole venture was taking the headers off of the motor. Like, I understand if somebody charges $2,000 to put on GT500 headers, they're 11 to 14. So the next thing is we're gonna take that motor, send it to Power by the Hour. They're gonna ship it to Keith Ray of Wonder Racing up in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna see if I can get up there for the disassembly just to see what it looks like and then have a game plan devised for the motor going forward. Transmission has been sold to Lund Racing. John Sr. saw that it had a 186 first gear and he's like, I want that transmission. So that is gone and that will finance the manual transmission for the GT500. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'll talk to Ben Callum or we'll see what we get going. But for now, we're done here. Next thing you'll see is probably me landing in Pennsylvania, hopefully, and checking out the teardown of this motor.